Greetings, sending all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, aka Kwasa Peaceful Eating. And today I'm sharing my quickie style of the day. Now, I didn't even have these in for long. Quite often, I don't like to be restricted by rolls and curls, so they usually don't last. So there's nothing in my hair, just a little bit of water. So I'm just being curious to see how it came out. So I just spritzed it with a little bit of water. And I went out into the garden to water the plants. Right, my Asian greens are coming along nicely. So I wanted to see what would happen. Everyone now and then you want to get dolled up. Do keep in mind, if my hair was loose natural, most likely I would I take the puffy loose strand twist, or just on just take different sections and roll it right on a comfortable roller. So I don't like to be uncomfortable. And I don't like to be restricted, and I'm not going to walk around in the streets with rollers in my hair, maybe unless it was pipe cleaners. And I do love the pipe cleaner curlers. The only thing is I have to be careful of if everything gets caught in my hair. So sometimes the ends, even if I fold them over, the ends of the pipe cleaner get caught in my hair. So these are big or bulky, and they have a distinct color. The pipe cleaner is kind of meshing with my hair, so that can almost be, not only, almost. It's a style unto itself that I can wear outside. So I said, let's see what happens if I just roll these up real quick. Again, I think it might set a little bit because there's no oil in my hair. And of course, I'm fine with flat locks because that's what I got. So the hair is not very dense at all. So it comes in flat. So this is about it. Yeah, see, they don't even last. They're going to fall. But just for a little something, so every now and then you want to play wow. So this is still a teeny bit damp. So that I cannot walk in the street. So this would be my quickie style of the day. Right? So we can play too. I am a firm observer, and it's been my experience when you embrace what you have on your head. It's like a beauty mark. It's like I think we surrender and give up our beauty mark, what makes us unique, like your unique beauty features, I think are coveted around the world, and all the many people give way to conditioning. Embracing what you have, to me, is definitely a blessing. It could, to me, solve a lot of your problems. A lot of your concerns when it comes to chemicals, spend a whole lot of hours at the salon, convenience. So the areas where it's dry seems like there's a little bit of a curl. And again, this is a nice option for folks with fine hair because the afro at the base will make it look a little bit more full. So I'm not going to do a whole big bunch of videos and editing, but we shall see how this comes out. So some areas, I guess, where the sun hit it, and I might even have flowers because I just ran out in the garden. I should know better than to go outside without covering my hair. So that's what I drop in my little containers. So we shall see. So the areas where it was dry, because I barely spritzed it. So all this to say, if you've got fine hair and it's kinky, you can get a little snazzy jazzy too. So I really like to be comfortable. So I'm not really one. I don't like to sleep on rollers. But I don't even think this is like 1 or 2 hours. So this can be a benefit, right? Not having to put setting lotion and all that other stuff, all that them doodads in there, right? Because over here, but this is still damp, right? I moisten this a little bit to myself. There's no curl. So following along with Afronomics and Afroflowernomics, I don't think we need all those setting lotions and sprays. At least I don't. I'm not into all of that stuff. This was just a little bit of filtered water in a spray bottle. That's about all you're going to get from me. Oh, see? The areas is damp. All right, so that's it. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I have other stuff to do. So a big difference with the stuff that's damp with the stuff that's sat in a little longer, and I don't have any more rollers. So I know this is not going to last. And I have a little wave, but that's a little bit of something. It's So it's not full. I usually can't see what the back of my hair looks like, but I know because it's big, there's no rollers in it. So that's it. So that's the Quickie style for today. This was just these rollers. Maybe it was like 2 or 3 packs of these rollers. Sometimes 2 of them. I only have about 40 locks or 38 or something like that. So that's it. And I just put it in early today, and I just left it in while the sun was on my hair. So it's a little bit of a tighter curl. But again, if my hair was loose natural, because I'm not doing a whole bunch of stuff. If anything, I'll spend more of my time. I'd rather spend my time with my movement practice and standing underneath some running water and massaging myself with oils. But spending too long, that's why I know I couldn't do hours inside the chair. But this is still kind of damp down here, so this did not set at all. Look at that. So that's fine. So I suppose this will fall and blend into it. So if your hair is very fine and you've got a nice afro and it's light and fluffy, that could be a benefit. So this is the marker. This is the one that I really cut. And so again, if your hair is really short, that could be a benefit because you'll have some nice little springy curls, no setting lotion, no oil, no nada. So this is being me a little bit more curled up today. So I just wanted to touch in really quick. I don't know, I'm just really feeling to share some of the cocoon work because when I woke up early this morning, I was almost feeling like I was so loving the quiet. I was almost feeling like I didn't want to come on social media for a while. So I'm gonna feel it out because there's some other things that I need to do in terms of making sure that the links work for people to register for the cocoon. But the thing that I was thinking, perhaps this could be helpful to someone in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, is that, again, I know folks want exercises and they want recipes, but I dare say there's some other things. Greetings. Atlantean hairstyles, that's what it is? Okay, I'll work with that. But it's comfortable. It's no pinching, no pulling. That's a priority for me. I like comfort. So what I was thinking this early days, I was moving about doing chores and cleaning and out in the garden, which, by the way, I'm always like, start growing something because it is a living meditation. It's one thing to sit on the floor in a meditative posture. Greetings. But I really love living meditation because you can use different activities that you have to do throughout the day as an opportunity for meditation, whether you're in the shower, even if you're washing the dishes, right? Any opportunity to bring relaxation in. So again, when people ask me for recipes and a lot of how-to, I find, even though they're big tools, I find a lot of these activities are superficial. They're very relevant. Your movement practice, your food. Actually, they're very critical. However, there's a deeper layer that needs to be addressed. And I usually find that most people don't maintain their fitness or maintain their way of eating because we don't get to the big enough why. And we also don't explore what's driving our behaviors. So the narratives and even the narratives, aka I would even say instructions, right? For how we're moving and behaving, even though we may not think about it. And if this doesn't resonate, by all means, leave it right here. There's something else that's driving our behaviors. And your movement practice and your food can affect your choices and your behaviors. But they're not a substitute. For example, I can exercise, right? I could even eat whole living foods and plant-based. That's not going to save me from poor choices or choices made in the absence of a vetting process or choices made in ignorance or choices made being hard-headed or following my ego, right? I was actually really thinking too that in our younger years, in our 20s, again, but I have to say this is not exclusive. I'm not going to even sit here and be a hypocrite and think that women, and this is for young women, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and I'm even say 60s and 70s are not making poor decisions. When I say poor decisions that put us in harm's way in terms of our livelihood, our earning potential, our reproductive organs, our mental and emotional health, also securing ourselves into the future. And so in the back of your mind, when you may be carrying shame about decisions or shame for things that you're not taking care of or following through on, I can exercise. Exercise is great. It's positive. It definitely gives you a big, huge dose of well-earned esteem, like a healthy esteem. But it still doesn't, no one is exempt. No one. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, because that's a bunch of crap. And people will take your money and manipulate you, or even, it's not even so much other people. I think we can really benefit from accountability in quiet and in private. I'm not there with you. You know, when you're by yourself, when we decide to go in and out of medicating ourselves to maybe perhaps not deal with a task that we don't want to do, whether that's studying or cleaning or taxes or tedious administrative works, or it could even be having conversations with people that are very confrontational, whether it's an employer, a significant other, a parent. Exercise can help you, but it's not going to take the place of you having respectful, though confrontational interactions with people. Stomach is another brain. The stomach is another brain. And so if we're on edge and we haven't rested ourselves properly, if we're not nourished, that's actually not going to set the stage for us making good decisions. Because there's a subconscious part of our brain is going to avoid pain, displeasure, discomfort, confrontational. There's actually a part of the brain that is not logical, or the part of the psyche, not the brain. The mental activity is a function of the brain. But it's very fearful and it's not logical. So sometimes certain interactions, we're just fearful around having conversations with people. We can even be fearful around, quote unquote, what being alone represents for us, right? And sometimes I've observed, if it doesn't resonate, leave it right here, the very thing that we're trying to avoid, like the plague, right? We're actually putting more attention on it subconsciously, and actually we can be bringing the very thing that we don't want to us. For example, you not wanting to be alone, you may put yourself in harm's way in relationships, or stay in toxic or subpar relationships, or settle because you're afraid to go alone to a new activity, or afraid to leave family members or people alone to go pursue a degree that may be in a total another environment outside of your comfort zone. So you could be missing out on great experiences because of this fear, which is kind of primal. Part of it could come from trauma. We don't need to maybe spend all of our time, but just perhaps have a healthy curiosity. A lot of what we're trying to put bindis on and aunts and hair and stuff over, nothing is going to save us from poor choices and choices made in ignorance. And we can get online and say, girl, you look fabulous, I love your hair. But if we're making poor decisions around our health, if we're making poor decisions in terms of, letting off steam on our children, right, out of irritation, if we're constantly arguing back and forth, expending tremendous amounts of energy, only us in our quiet moments can see like, that's a pattern. How do I remove myself from a pattern that is habitual, hypnotic, it's on automatic pilot? See, food and exercise are huge in your toolbox, but there's still some other work. I don't know for you if that's going to be therapy, journal writing, but what I can definitely say, it requires a lot of quiet introspection and reflection. Not necessarily that you have to sit down in a meditative posture, but then also, again, when you're preparing your food or you're in the garden, cleaning, decluttering, you can use that as an opportunity to be reflective. The very things that we're avoiding, like the plague, can actually give you the access to the greatest freedom and greatest transformation, the things that you don't want to do. I invite you to get introspective and quiet. and quiet, because the things that we're avoiding, that's a lot of mental energy. All of that, if you have things that you know you're not handling, or you have all this information, you've taken all of these workshops, yet you're not implementing what you know you need to do, your subconscious, you cannot outrun your subconscious, right? There's a reason why we're not taking those things on. Fear, there's a reason. And that's a tremendous siphoning off of focus, energy, and attention. I hope that this makes sense. So the very things I invite you in your quiet moments, right? And it could be journaling, but after, right? You just pick up one little pile to clean, or air of the closet, or decluttering, or attempting to study that thing that you don't want to study with no support. If it's learning a new language, I invite you to slowly and patiently unpack these things that we are avoiding, right? Because it's siphoning off a tremendous amount of attention and focus, and I would even say esteem. So you can use your quiet moments of washing the dishes or doing that tedious work. You can actually use it as a meditation. We don't necessarily have to go to a ashram or Buddhist center to do a walking meditation. Or as soon as you leave the church and the gospel music shuts off and you go back out into everyday life, the spell is broken, right? So how can you carry that meditation? How can you maintain that in your everyday life while you're going about tasks? I find that can be the most rewarding in terms of cultivating a quiet and a sense of like peace and groundedness. It's not that other things are not happening, but if you can maintain your peace, then perhaps you can neutralize some of the things that are constantly triggering us, right? Triggering you to have automatic autopilot responses, which will show up in your consumption patterns, which will show up in you not getting into your movement practice, which will show up in us avoiding things that we need to do, that they're so uncomfortable that I don't want to do it. So there's no substitute. We can put all the green juice and spirulina, and we can do all the tarot readings. That's not going to help you if you're having unprotected, intimate relations. The spirulina ain't going to help you. The raw foods ain't going to help you. If you put all this delicious raw food or rejuvenating live foods into your body, and even bitters, and then to turn around and open your orifice to someone who is not vetted, who is immature. And we can call the other person immature, but if we're making immature decisions, wheatgrass is not going to save you from that. Am I making sense? I'm going to give you a little bit of corporate kwasa with homegirl kwasa. Keeping it real kwasa, auntie kwasa. It's not gonna help. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not gonna help you. You can go and chant and put ankhs and put the Kemetic clothing on, or you've got your abaya on, or you at Sunday school, 6 o'clock in the morning prayer. You went to all the services, morning service, afternoon service. You're gonna stay on extra for evening service, and you're gonna do some extra work for the pastor. Or you're doing all this volunteer work, but you're still allowing yourself to remain in an abusive relationship. So we can blame the other person, but you are choosing what you are allowing, what we are allowing. I invite us, without making yourself run, to have a curiosity about what we're allowing. You might be, I don't know, you might be in a situation, I don't know. But it's first here. It's first here. And if we're moving quietly, jumping from channel to channel to channel, while we're looking at all the gossip, that's a tremendous amount. Let's see all these rollers, right? This is how much, this is my budget. This is my budget, right? These rollers, these are my budget. So in order for me to unpack and deal with the things that are uncomfortable, right? I got a budget of mental, emotional energy, right? And vitality. If I'm on all the gossip and the tease channels, and I'm totally consumed with these people who I don't know, I haven't vetted, and their occupation, they get paid to demonstrate fantasy, and they're good at it. The better you are, the more you're going to get paid. So I'm going to take my energy to deal with myself and pay attention to these things, and I'm going to spend it here on this T channel, and on this T channel, and on this T channel. And when it's time for me to exercise and to juice and to get some sleep and to study or pursue a language, or maybe you want to go see the top of Mount Everest or something, there's no energy left because we spent it. We spent it. Or you might be holding space for someone who you held space, you're a good ear, or they have information, they know what to do, but they're not exercising what they know to do, right? And you may be stuck in the pattern. This could even be a quote unquote friendship, but the people they're not wrong, they're not bad. Them are not wrong. But if you're not getting into action around what you say you value, that's gonna ride you like a monkey. Where's Banana? That's gonna ride you. Let me see, where's Banana? See, nothing like help from a nice monkey, but see, Banana's nice. All that you're not doing is gonna ride you like a monkey on your back. Right, Banana? Yeah, and Banana can't save me from poor choices. Banana can't save me. I know you can. I'm not even going to put that on you. Can't save me if I put myself in harm's way with people that are not vetted, that are irresponsible. If I'm choosing irresponsible people, then I'm irresponsible with my time and my energy. I'm not going to blame it on the companies. They're just doing their job to sell me some stuff at a profit. But if I allow it, if I say, here, open up, here, all my green juice body and all this exercise here, just open up. I don't care. I don't care if you got disease. I'm not even gonna ask you no questions because I don't want to be confrontational. I don't care. Just have your way with me. So who's irresponsible, the person or us putting ourselves in harm's way? What you think, Monkey? I don't think you should be with no knuckleheads that are irresponsible. You're a good friend. Thank you for telling me the truth. All costs are accessory received. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to keep it short today. I am sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. I don't know, sometimes in the morning, I don't know, sometimes I'm just feeling intuitively to go in. So right on time for the cocoon. So something is going on with the links. I'm working on the links behind the scenes to make sure everybody can register for the classes that are efficient fitness, common sense nutrition, and for all those folks that were taking classes with me for months, Hit It and Quit It is back. So that's Afro, Flower, Cardio, Dance, Sculpt. So it's going to be Hit It, Quit It. It's going to be intense. There will be modifications. That's going to be Mondays through Thursdays. So you're welcome to support the channel. If you like, share. If you find any value with somebody that can use, like, support each other in common sense, because victimhood, even though you could have been victimized, it's not where it's at. It's not where it's at. It's not where it's at. You'll be out of your mind just looking for solutions, right, that are not just limited at the outside and the makeup. And I invite you to celebrate yourself, your own skin, even if you want to doll up and express and be artistic with makeup. That should be our bubble art business. But I invite you also to sit with yourself and enjoy. Look at your toenails and polish them up and buff them, and your fingernails. And sometimes just look at your body. Like we have mirror meditation. Look at your body. Sit in meditation with your own body and appreciation if it's healthy. And if you see some areas that you observe are not healthy, ask yourself, go into your divine onboard innate intelligence and ask your body intuitively what you think it needs. Not your ego. Distinguish between the ego, which is like a spoiled child that wants to do what it wants to do. See, litmus test. Your divine intelligence will never put you in harm's way and never put somebody else in harm's way. So that's one simple litmus test that I use to determine which source of intelligence is communicating. Because the ego, although it can put you, the ego will take out the host. It does have a function. It does have a purpose, which is to protect us. But it is also very, very irrational, if that makes sense. So y'all create a great day on purpose. Support the channel, and I will see y'all soon.